A few signs you're dealing with a narcissistic individual, and this is a pervasive pattern of behaviour. They tend to run from at least 5 of the 9 criteria, such as that sense of entitlement, the lack of empathy, exploitative behaviour, envious of others, arrogant and haughty behaviour, preoccupied with their ideal, a belief that they are special, grandiose. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, someone would need at least 5 of the 9 criteria in order to be classed as NPD. However, you can be dealing with somebody who's simply envious of others and feels entitled to have everything their own way, and they usually have some of the other underlying things. They're still going to be a highly toxic person or a negative person to be around. And when it comes to dealing with toxic people, with narcissistic people, one of the most common running themes is they never take personal responsibility. They're looking to save face. They're looking to sell themselves as perfect, somebody who doesn't make mistakes. Therefore, it's always going to be somebody else's fault and never their own. And they manage to twist things where they can either play the victim or the hero in the story, usually through outright lies or lying through omission or implied deception. So you can have a narcissistic individual who has cheated on their previous partner and they had a child together, and they can claim that they own the home, but they moved out of the home because they cheated on the individual, so they can confess that they cheated on them. But they look to try and play the hero of how they're now allowing them to live there rent-free, even though they don't actually own the home, because they're trying to admit to their wrongdoing so they appear to be an honest and genuine person, so you're more likely to believe the lies that they are feeding you, when in reality they don't own it. Or they can claim that the ex cheated on them, even though it was the narcissist that cheated on the ex, and the ex has stolen everything from them. So they're playing the victim in the story that they are feeding to those around them, so that they can either gain the admiration or the sympathetic attention. When it comes to a narcissistic individual, they are never going to be in the wrong. They are going to make you feel like you're the one that's causing the problems, like you're the one that's the issue. They are going to get you to doubt your thoughts, feelings and opinions. They will gaslight you and accuse you of overreacting, of being too sensitive, of not remembering things correctly, because they do not want to admit fault in any way, shape or form, which is due to the fact that they're not willing to take responsibility for their own behaviour. Instead, they're going to shift the blame onto anybody and everybody else. They're going to look to find a scapegoat to take the fall, and they find a scapegoat in a manner where the narcissist can play the hero of the situation or the victim of the situation. They're some of the most insensitive people you could ever meet. Now, you can just be sat watching something that's not particularly pleasant, or it can just fascinate you for whatever reason. You can be watching a programme about transplants, and they can literally sit there and say, well, I wouldn't give one of my grandchildren one of my kidneys. And you can think, why not? And they can quite adamantly sit there and say, well, I need to live my life, because they believe they're more important. So some narcissistic individuals will tell on themselves. They can cause you some of the most horrific pain, and then when you go and speak to them about this, they can just accuse you of being too sensitive, of overreacting, simply because they lack the empathy. They lack the ability to relate or understand your point of view. They're only interested in their own. They will happily make a promise to you because they're looking to get their needs met in the present. They're looking to look good. They're looking to sell you an illusion. Part of their future faking. They will borrow your dreams. They will promise you something you would like in the future to get their needs met in the present. And then when the time comes, they will fail to deliver on the promise that they once made to you. Now they can justify and rationalize it away with everyday reasons. So people can potentially get stuck in traffic. People can potentially get held up in work. Now and again, things like this happen. However, they take responsibility. I'm sorry I let you down. I will make it up to you. And then they make it up to you. With a narcissistic individual, they just claim, oh, I'm sorry, I'm stuck in traffic, can't do it today. And that's it. They're not interested in delivering any more. Or they gaslight you and claim that they never said it in the first place, even though you know full well they did, and you're the one that's left feeling frustrated and angry and resentful. And just as you've had enough of them, they come back to treat you right again. So you question whether you're the one that's causing the issues in the relationship. They are very offended when somebody says no to them due to their sense of entitlement. They can often just fall silent on you, ignore you, stonewall you. And this is due to them not getting their own way, them not getting their needs met. They might go all out to guilt trip you. They're looking to get their needs met from you. Therefore, they don't like it when somebody says no to them. They will go all out to compare you to everybody else in order to cause that self-doubt, in order to make you feel like you're worth less than you actually are. They have no respect for your personal boundaries. They have no respect for your personal space. Again, they don't like it when you say no to them. So they will walk all over these. They will go all out to impress strangers over caring for their own family, because when they're no longer perceiving themselves to be getting their needs met from their family, there's sort of that double whammy. They can ignore their family, go and impress a bunch of strangers, either imply that they don't have any family, or that their family don't care for them, or their family's neglected them, or they've done all they can to support their family and their family just simply doesn't appreciate them. And these strangers validate the narcissist version of events, validate the narcissist reality. The narcissist then believes that they are indeed in the right, and because they're getting the supply from the strangers, they're more interested in giving the attention to the strangers, while they will go all out to ignore their family. They only ever change temporarily to get their needs met. So they'll come on strong with those false promises of change, yet it's only temporary. As soon as they've got you where they want you, they revert back into who they are as a person. If someone isn't willing to do the hard graft, if somebody isn't willing, especially someone with NPD, to do permanent therapy to find the coping mechanisms, because you cannot take the disorder out of them, you can give them the coping strategies to deal with it in a healthier manner, and they have to continually work on themselves, just like we all do. However, with a narcissist, once they've got their needs met, they see no reason to work on themselves, because they're not doing anything for anybody else. They're purely doing it for themselves. Any signs of a narcissistic individual that you notice, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers, and your continued support with the channel is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot come no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon: 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Give No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. I shall link those into the description also if you'd like to go and check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.